great to see you again. Welcome back to Popternative.
Thank you. Thanks for having me again.
You know, it's funny because last time we spoke was about Cruel Intentions, but we talked a little bit about The Strangers because we knew like you were in it, but like chapter 2, there wasn't even any kind of like first look or anything, but like now we can actually like talk about that franchise.
I know, which is great. Yeah. I mean, yeah, it was a bit ago, so it's nice that it's actually coming out. People are going to get to see it, which is huge.
I mean, I know all three were shot like at around the same time, right? Like back to back to back.
Yes.
And
Yep.
was there a moment though where it did feel like they were separate movies, or did it feel like one big thing?
Well, I mean, as an actor, we had to do a great deal of work of like knowing which movie we were on.
Yes.
But the way the shooting schedule went, we knocked it all out in, I want to say it was 3.5 months.
Mm-hmm.
And in a day, we would be shooting like, we're going to shoot this segment from chapter 2. And then at the end of the night, we're back on chapter 1. And then we're going to shoot chapter 3 first thing in the morning. So we had our heads kind of spinning up. It was great because I think as these movies come along, you're going to see a great through line from all the actors because we just shot it boom, 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 boom. But it was a whirlwind of all these chapters all in one kind of.
That was kind of the base of the question was like, you knew like 1, 2, and 3, but it was like, because it's so like back to back to back, and like absolutely. I want to know because I love that script to screen journey. I love when you eventually get these scripts and then you're kind of like figuring out as much as you can and picturing things in your mind as much as you can, and then you get there, right? Then boom, they yell action, you're on set.
Totally.
For this one specifically, I mean, by the time this interview is out, the movie will be out. I'll probably put this out, like it's gonna be out on the Friday. I'm gonna put it out Saturday, Sunday, so it's like not big spoilers, but this one really is this like game of cat and mouse where there's just nonstop tension, right? It's very survival-esque, right? So I'm wondering for you specifically, and your character is involved with that kind of journey that Madelaine kind of takes, like what's that like reading all that in the script and then seeing it come to life in regards to like the survival cat and mouse component of it?
Well, I think what was great is my character, helps her along the way. And I think it really kind of fishes the story along, and I kind of weave in and out of this web of, she's trying to figure out in this town who she can really actually trust.
Yes.
And I think this paranoia is following her the whole time. And I think what's great about like my character that I enjoyed was weaving in bits of who is she, what does she want, what's her driving force, and how can I create a scarier web for her to live in. Mm-hmm. And I think that's what's so fun about being in a really thrilling paranoia-based horror flick,
Mm-hmm.
And I think she did a great job of kind of wrapping out this pathway that it kind of gave me a guiding light of where I'm jumping in. And sure. I think people will be along for a fun ride on this one.
Well, you remember the game Among Us, right? That game Among Us for the So I have to tell you straight up, like I know you say like your character helps along the way. I mean, it's a trilogy and everything. Yeah. I don't trust any of you. You're all the worst. You're all sus. I don't trust any of you. You're all the worst. Like I'm watching this movie.
I would agree. I wouldn't trust me either. But
like I'm watching this movie, and I've never Brooke, I've never watched a movie before where I'm like, it's literally her against everyone else. Like I don't trust any person.
And you're like, I don't want you in anyone's house. Don't get in anyone's car. Don't get helped by anyone else. Yeah. Well, and I think when you're in that kind of paranoia phase, especially for her character, you don't trust anyone.
Yeah.
I think even if she does for half a second, she's like, bad idea. I'm not doing that again,
I also don't trust wild animals, but we'll leave it at that.
We'll leave that little note right there.
We'll leave that little note. Okay, so talking to Renny, I thought it was very interesting because he kind of understood where I was coming from, because it's like the second one is the one that, in regards to like when you're doing a trilogy, is kind of the most stressful one to put together, because there's the setup in the chapter 1, and then the conclusion we're going to get chapter 3, and then 2 is kind of in the middle. I know of an actor, you don't think about these things, but were you kind of there seeing kind of those discussions or hearing those discussions about like how big and kind of not risky, but how like the stakes were kind of higher for chapter 2 because it's in the middle and it's like it's in the thick of it. Like it's interesting.
Oh, totally. Yeah, and I think, I mean, to answer your question, yes, Courtney and Renny were having conversations with Mads consistently about how this journey was going to go, because I think they were also piecing together. You know, we have these scripts, and the scripts are the basis of so much of what we're doing, but so many of these scenes that we put together were kind of done off the cuff, and it was deciding, you know, will this bit, if we change what these two characters are doing in that scene and we improvise this, can we use that later on again in a different chapter? And I think they really had to have a creative flow and conversation to be able to do each film justice and make sure that they got enough footage and enough spur of the moment ideas that they could kind of piece it all together to make it work. I feel like if they didn't have someone, if they didn't have, you know, Courtney and Renny, who are so experienced on horror flicks and that world, I don't think you could piece it together that way. I don't think you could film these movies all together like that, because you have to get everything that you need.
100%.
Yeah.
Did you kind of know or have a feeling that the real, because it's like, you know, it's chapter 1, chapter 2, chapter 3, it's the origin story, right, of like what happened in the first one. I mean, it really goes origin in chapter 2. Like we really see kind of how everything starts. Like how advanced did you get the scripts for that? Like that you knew? Because like I'm not gonna go into big spoilers, but like we really kind of find out like how it all started, which I thought was really cool. You know what I mean?
Right. No, totally. And there's, I mean, as being an actor, scripts on set change all the time.
Yes, that's also the basic. Absolutely.
The original set that I got didn't have as much. And I think they realized as we were shooting and as we were going along, they were like, I think this is where we need to develop more. And we would get script changes day up. And it was like, okay, this is more what we're rolling with. So we kind of pieced along, I think, as actors. We kind of, at least for me and my perspective on it, is I was learning as I was going and being able to meet these characters as me, Brooke, on set and kind of ask them, okay, what's your part of this story and how are you weaving in and out? That's when I was able to really piece it together and see what they were, this kind of world they were building. And seeing it, you know, on the big screen now, obviously there's tons of scenes that I'm not in that they're shooting. So being able to see it all pieced together, I'm like, aha, I got it now. I have this vision in my mind of what it was going to be. And they like have brought it to life and kind of melded in a lot more things that we didn't have originally. So
and kind of to add to that, because you talk about seeing in the big screen, I mean, horror movies are like the perfect movies to go to the movie theaters. They're like the biggest.
You have to see them there.
You have to.
Yeah.
And I kind of want to know for you, like, they've always been around, horror movies. I mean, look, The Stranger, the original one, came out quite a bit ago, and like, I do think that like the genre consistently gets elevated in terms of the creativity, the stories, the different ways to scare people, the performances. And I'm wondering, in your perspective, you know, being an actor and storyteller, getting to kind of be in one of these worlds at a time where everything is heightened, what's that like for you specifically? Do you think about it much? Is it kind of overwhelming? Like, I'm just curious about that.
I think it's a huge experience as an actor, you know, because so many of the things we get to do are grounded and real. And I think giving life to that thrill of being in a horror movie and giving these characters, doing them justice, I think too. You know, you enter this kind of world where everything is heightened, but you don't want to play it like a character who doesn't know what they're doing or isn't human and isn't gonna want to grab the knife and run and try to like fight for themselves. And I think being in a franchise like this, it gave a lot of actors like this huge opportunity to be able to live in a heightened world and give a very emotional and real performance as well too, which I think a lot of people, you know, like to see. You have a lot of different types of horror movies as well. You know, you have some of the kind of kitschy ones and the ones that are a little bit more psychological torture and ones that live in this kind of almost ghost world. But this one is a very real human experience of going to a new town. You don't know anybody. You're in a different house. You don't know who's in your house. Those are all things that are very, they evoke a lot of fear in people in real life. And so I think that for me was cool. For sure.
When I laugh because I just saw the film and like that scene where I'm with her, like when like you're both like you pick her up in the car, she freaks out. I'm with her. Like,
you're like, I think I would do what she did. I don't put it past me. I think I would too.
Stressful because it was like going on for a while where she's freaking out. You were both like, calm down. I was like, it's never gonna end. Like, what's gonna happen? They're gonna kill her? Like, what's happening? You know what I mean?
It's true. It's true. And if I'm sandwiched in between all these people, why would you? I wouldn't get in the car. I'd be like, forget it. I don't want the ride. I'm okay. I'm walking. Yeah.
I think too, because like because we know, you know, like Emma's character, Gabriel's character, like are kind of involved and might or might be behind the mask. So it's like, then we see your character and it's like, they're probably involved. They know everyone. They know the sheriff. It's like, what's going on? When did you ever see the first one? Did you see it like later on? Or did you see it like when it first came out, The Strangers, like the original one? Did you see it a little later?
I saw, the original,
Yes.
I saw that before I filmed.
Yeah. Okay.
So
you never saw it before you.
I had not seen it. No.
Okay. So
that
imagine
for me
seeing
was
that when you're like 14. Imagine, no, seriously, like that movie, that first one is like this. Like nothing could be scarier than that movie.
I agree. Oh, I agree. And I was like, I need to see this, and like, I didn't sleep. And I think that's part of what kept me up for the night shoots.
I will never forget. I saw it with my sister and her friend back in the day. And like we were having a hard time going back. Like I remember like I hung out and like played video games in my room. I didn't want to go to bed. Like I put my lights on. Like I was like, it was not fun. Like when I got back.
Oh, it's not fun. Oh yeah, no. I'm like going through the house with something in my hand for weeks. For weeks. Yeah. Yeah,
it's so cool because there's a difference between the scariest movie you've ever seen and your favorite horror movie. Like, there's a big difference. True. Like, it is one of my favorites. I don't think it's like my favorite of all time, but it's the scariest one I've ever seen.
Oh yeah, by far. But I think it totally goes on the point that I was saying, where it's like that is something we can all relate to so easily, and that's why it's so scary.
I have to tell you this. Real. Well, I'm going to tell you the story right now very quickly because I went to one of these escape rooms and it was like a horror movie escape room themed. Okay. And like I've told this story a few times. This is exciting because I'm telling you this story. You're part of the Stranger's World. So this is kind of a big deal. So I'm happy I'm able to tell you this. Okay, so I went to this escape room and it was like one of these escape rooms where the room host tells you, okay, this girl's been murdered. And like we don't know what's going on, and it's like in the house. You have to find like, you know, clues, right?
Oh boy, okay.
Like so, we're getting it. It's like really creepy, and they're like banging on the doors and scaring you, and I'm freaking out. And I'm a horror movie maker. Like I make horror movies, and I'm freaking out. I'm scared, and I could tell they're in the back. Like, oh, that's our guy. You know what I mean? Because there's always that guy in the escape room, right? That they're gonna scare. So the whole time they're purposely like looking at where I am. And like banging and like popping up and scaring me. God. So there's a scene where you have to get a locket from the kitchen, and it's a sink, and there's like a faucet, and you have to get the locket, right? And there's like perfectly conveniently a window right like above the sink, right? So I go to pick the locket, and it's one of those where you have to like go and pick it, and you look up, someone with a stranger's mask. Like one of the original Strangers masks is staring there. It was.
And you're like, oh my God.
The scariest thing I've ever seen in my life.
Oh yeah. Because you did not see that coming.
Terrified. Yep. And then afterwards, they were like, yeah, like bought the Stranger's mask on Amazon. Like pretty cool. And I'm like, thanks.
You're like, well, that works. Well, and that's the thing is they don't have to say anything. They're just there. And that is what is great. You know what I mean? Like them just being there in front of a window or in your house is like the scariest thing ever.
Is that something? I feel like that's something would be like. I love horror movies, and I have to send you my short film because it's like I went to Screamfest last year, and it's like terrifies people, but it's like one of those things where I get really scared too. So I don't know what that means.
So, and I think you have to be someone who like, you can love horror films and you can love the idea, but like it has to, I think to be a part of a good film and all that too, like it has to scare you. You have to know what that internal kind of fear is for you to
Yeah. Did
give
it feel scary
you know?
filming it? Like, did some scenes?
There was moments. Oh
Yeah.
yeah, there was moments, and I think even like just being in the rain bit and being out in the forest. Like we were in the forest in Bratislava with no cell service in the middle of nowhere, and it was like 4 a.m, and we're like wandering through this
I did
forest
not know you
in the
filmed
rain.
that in Slovakia.
Yeah,
The
we
whole
filmed
movie?
in Slovakia, all of them.
Interesting. So
Yeah, there you go.
did you have
Tidbit.
breaks, or you had breaks though, right? Like you did the first one, went home, and then came back.
So there was, because of our shooting schedule,
Yeah.
since we did different ones back and forth all around, they had to piece all of these actors together. And all of us would have be like a week and a half on. And then I'd fly back. And then I'd be on like 2 weeks on. And then I'd fly back. And then I'd be there for like 4 or 5 days and fly back.
Oh man,
we
so
were
it was like a
all
back
doing,
and forth to Europe. Okay, interesting. Is it
Because
exciting
at the
if
time-
that
at the
eventually
time I was-
everyone? Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
No, you're all good. At the time I was based in the UK. So
Okay.
it's easier for me to jump back and
Yeah,
forth.
I was about to
But
say
some people,
that makes a lot more sense because I'm thinking about that like schedule and like I
Like,
get
no
destroyed
way.
by the 3-hour time difference. So
Yeah, no. So luckily it wasn't, 15 hours home.
Absolutely, and I can't wait for people to see The Strangers Chapter 2 in theaters. It's so exciting. Brooke, so good to see you again. Thanks so much for your time.
Thanks. It's so good to see you too.
Absolutely. Your Instagram account is just your name if people want to keep up to date with everything.
Yes, at Brooke Lena Johnson.
Awesome. Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative. For previous episodes, until next time, this is Brooke Lena Johnson and Peter Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.